Hi, I am George Craven from the Eastern Cape in South Africa. This is the part of the world that gave the world Strelitzia reginae, that beautiful flower. But I want to talk about another plant species, Euphorbia curulescens, which played a significant part in the Anglo-Boer War. If you travel from Port Elizabeth to Graafrenet on the R75 in a northerly direction, you will see very little about the Anglo-Boer War. But if you pass through Janssenville, a little town alongside the road, you will see this fort on top of a hill. And this won't reveal much of the horrors of the Boer War. So let's travel further. If you go then to past Rafelskloof, which is a small pass, a little further, about 3-4 kilometers on, you'll find this turn off to the left, and this will lead you to Blaauwkrantz, where the battle occurred. Well, it really wasn't a battle, it was more of the nature of a skirmish. But here's the Afrikaans spelling, Blaauwkrantz, compared to the title. If you travel on that road, you will then reach the banks of the Sundays River, a few kilometers on. This is the Sunday River. At the moment when the picture was taken, the movie was taken, it was very dry. But in 1901, when the battle occurred, the skirmish occurred, it was the rainy season, the river was full, the pools had water, and the Boer commandos could swim and have a nice time here, which they did. Because what happened, let me tell you that story. But first, let's look at the protagonists. First of all, there was the redoubtable Harry Scobell, the commando catcher. There was Gideon Scheepers. There was Commandant Wynand Malan. And then there was Willem Fouchee, who always escaped being captured. Now this picture was taken in the area where presumably the action occurred. The Boers had met 3 different commanders, and they were having a jollification, a nice time, a party. They didn't think that the English would catch them in this secluded spot, but Scobell was quite somebody exceptional, and he left Janssenville that morning very early during the night, and he went and concentrated his troops on this area. You can still see some of the old houses, old homes, and there were presumably many more than at the moment. Here you can see an old dam, and if you look carefully to the right, you will see some of the foundation bricks and other buildings which have since been razed to the ground. In the background is a hall which maybe housed the party where the Boers were. So Harry Scobell came in from the south. The Boers were having a nice party. They lapsed their security measures, and they were caught napping in this area while they were having party with the locals. And they had a nice party, and then suddenly there were some pom-pom shells that burst overhead, and they tried to get out. Typical guerrilla tactics. So they jumped on their horses and tried to get through this Noersveld, through all these plants, which are hard and have thick thorns, and they had a very difficult time getting out. The horses were hurt, and for days afterwards, weeks afterwards, they still had difficulty extracting the thorns from their horses. They also left quite a few horses behind because they really got hurt. And of course, by the same means, the English also had difficulty following the Boers. Look at that veld. It's simply clogged up with Euphorbia curulescens, and getting out is not easy, not at all. And who were the winners? Mother Earth, Nosa Babit Humus. A few kilometers on, the English lie buried there, a couple of them. And if you need any information, contact me, George Craven. There's my contact particulars.